Hey yo, what up? It's your boy. Only been listening to Gorillaz for the last 4 weeks, and I'm back again with another Steven Universe vlog. And how I've longed to say those words again, but yes, we are back. And no, I didn't get a new haircut. I don't know why my hair is hating me all of a sudden. Today's episode, of course, starts off a new Steven bomb. This Steven bomb, I'm going to preface this video saying, is a Steven bomb that, yes, I have already watched, but I am only going to make the videos coinciding with which days they actually air. I know Cartoon Network did some really weird thing where they half-leaked their own episodes on their app, and they have no idea how to market their television shows, but I'd like to support the actual show and watch the episodes when they are supposed to air, so don't expect, the final vlog of the Steven Universe bomb to be today. They will come out as the episodes do. And I actually don't know how the bomb ends. I've seen this one and I've seen the next one, but besides that I haven't seen any yet. So let's get right into it. But before I do, the next episode of Cartoons vs. Cancer is this Thursday, being March 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with Conrad Vernon, who directed Shrek 2 and Madagascar 3 and Sausage Party and Monsters vs. Aliens. So come and see that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be the 20th episode, which is super exciting. It'll actually work this time. But I digress. Today's episode, a minute in, is Lion 4 Alternate Ending. And in this episode, Steven is pretty much just going back and forth at the beginning of the episode, watching the tape that his mom gave him back, I don't know, probably the last Lion episode. Or, no, I think it was the second Lion episode. I don't remember the third one. I think that was the straight-to-video one. I don't know, it was a lot of it. I don't know the continuity. I don't know the plot and the lore of the Lion episodes that well. So in this one, he's watching the video that his mom sends him, and he keeps trying to find these cryptic messages that maybe he hid, because he's really looking for meaning, which is getting a little deep, and I'll get into that in a minute. But he's starting to look a lot for meaning in why his mom would have left him and why his mom would have created him. And he feels that there's something about him that the gems know that he doesn't know. So he gets this key from Lion that doesn't seem to open anything around the temple. So Lion takes him to the middle of the desert, or somewhere around there, and he finds this big old wall, pretty much, that he can open, and it turns out that it's just that, a wall. On the other side is just a whole bunch of junk, and Steven finds the little video box. Don't you act like I'm a Grandpa Tier is a 2000s kid. He doesn't know what they're called. I don't know, what is it, like a VCR thing? It's a VCR box. I know what a VCR is. You think I watched all my old episodes of Pokemon on Laserdisc? Or, like a CD? When I was a little kid, back in the early 2000s, I'd get these little Pokemon, like the little VCRs of the Pokemon, and they'd have like this little slide that went over it, and they'd have like this cool artwork on the front, and you go to the back, and I think it had 3 episodes apiece. And I'd always go to my grandma's house, and she'd always put it in, and she'll try to rewind it, but she'd actually go to the end of the video, so I'd have to rewind it all the way to the front. Anyway, no one cares. So, yeah, anyway, there's a nice piece of Grandpa Tier life. So he finds this video cassette. Not a cassette. Go away. You know what? At this point, I'm just going to make fun of it. So he finds this vinyl album that says it's for Nora, and he doesn't know who Nora is. So he goes and he asks his dad, and it turns out that Nora is actually just that, the name that they'd call, Steven if he was a girl instead of a boy. So this could be Nora Universe, I guess, in an alternate dimension. And Steven's a little upset to see that his mom pretty much made a carbon copy of his special video that would have just been given to his, not his sister, but him if he was her, I guess is how to say it. And he, that sort of makes him think that his video isn't as special, and that maybe there was an alternate destiny that he was supposed to have if he was a woman, which could potentially be subtextual. I don't know, maybe. Or maybe that's foreshadowing? I don't know, geez, if that is, that's going to be a pretty touchy subject to get into, Rebecca. You sure you want to go there? But he pretty much talks it over with his dad, and in the end he's pretty cool with it, because he learns that it doesn't matter if he was a boy or a girl. He's still his mother's child, and he's still living the life that she wanted him to live, as being a human being, and not fulfilling any destiny, just being a human being, and that's all she wanted him to be. She didn't want him to fulfill any quest or do anything special like that. She just wanted him to be a human and enjoy the human experience, by Vox. Please sponsor my episodes, Vox. I love you. And that's a pretty interesting thing to think of, especially when there's all these episodes of Steven pretty much doubting himself and thinking that there is a higher destiny or a higher meaning, I guess, to his life. That, no, the only meaning of his life is actually pretty simple, but you wouldn't think of it because, you know, obviously we're human. Except for me. I'm not human. You think this monotone voice just, you know, comes by itself? It's not true. And, yeah, so it's really interesting to see that Steven's destiny, pretty much, is the destiny that I and, you know, so many other people, oh, not me, I'm a robot, just said that, that so many people live every single day in just being human. And that is something a lot of people would take for granted, without me getting all preachy, is, yeah, that Steven's mom wasn't a human, and she couldn't understand the human condition and the human way of life. And that's all she wants from her child, is just pretty much a normal human life, and to experience the human life that she found so beautiful. And I think that's really, really nice, to be honest. And I like that they close up this, I don't know if it's closed up yet, I like that they sort of add a little bit of closure, if you will, to the self-doubt storyline, is what I call it, that Steven's going through right now. Where, you know, is there a higher destiny for me? Is there an ultimate destiny? Which is a lot of things that a lot of, what is he, a teenager? A lot of teenagers go through that. I mean, I spend every episode of Cartoons vs. Cancer wondering, man, wonder if I should be doing what these guys are doing with my life. I'm 16, leave me alone. But, you know, a lot of teenagers go through the, you know, what's my purpose phase? And I don't know if this resolves that storyline. We might see it again, we might not. But if this is the end of the storyline, I think it's anticlimactic for some. But honestly, I just think it's very nice that the ultimate goal of Steven's life is to live his life. It's not to fulfill any destiny, and he wasn't left something by his mother. I think it's very, very interesting, and honestly very smart on Rebecca's part, that his ultimate goal in life is to live a life. And I think it's as simple as that. So, yeah, that's pretty much this episode. I loved it. I thought it was great. I love that message of live your life, man. You know, you do you. You do you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that's when this will be the next one will be going up. Enjoy your night. See you around. Bye-bye!